Well, John, there's something very important you have to say before this is truly the show.
Yep.
Hey, you guys. Guess what?
I don't know what.
I'm John Holmes.
Well, hang out there, listener land. Good news. I'm Lex Friedman.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to try to out-sultry Lex. I'm John Armstrong. Welcome to mother... Okay, whatever. It's turning this corner.
I was glad that I thought about that earlier. I thought about that. I thought about, like, how do we start that show?
Yeah, I had a little bit of
Is
that.
it true that our last episode was March 2020? Is that right?
That is correct. It was.
Yeah,
So like we did it very early pandemic.
Well,
So Lex, what has it been?
It's been a while since we last did an episode of the show.
No, I don't think it was March. I think it was like June. I think it was like June. I
think there's one missing from the website because the website just shows March, and I thought we did another one since then, like in May.
Yeah, well, I'm going to call Amazon and tell them the deal's off.
We gotta go. We gotta go to the. I don't know.
We gotta go to the audio.
Do we have a? Right. Is there a guy? Do we have a guy who?
Yeah. Well, that would be. I'm the.
Well, other than you. Other than you.
Well, we could sue Lex. I mean, come on. He's probably loaded right now.
Well, sure. Absolutely. I mean, we should do it anyway, regardless of what happens.
As we've always said on the show, and we did an episode in May 2020 and in November 2020. They're just not all on our website for some reason. But
no, we didn't do November. We did not do November. You're smoking weed. Totally.
November
tubing.
2020, we did Totally Tubin.
No, that's October 27th.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Overcast. Overcast says November 2nd, 2020, Totally Tubin.
Oh, we recorded on the 27th, and I finally got around to getting off my ass and did it. Yeah, okay.
Oh, so that's the June one?
Yeah, that's the June.
No,
that's June.
We did.
It felt like it feels like June, guys. Come on, it feels like it was a year ago. I mean,
we did March 2020, we did May 2020, we did November 2020, and we're back for July 2021. But the good news is, Armstrong made a comment that I'm wealthy. But listen, we've always maintained that I have a house tiled in fire tablets. I don't want to be clear. We've only ever said fire tablets, and that's what it is. It's tiled in fire tablets.
Right.
Let's also be clear that I am also wealthy. I just got it the old-fashioned way.
Right.
Wait, what way did I do?
You worked for it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Idiot.
Dumb.
I'm Maltz, I know you're not. You're at a second location. I know that.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if there's any OPSEC around that, so if I have to nuke that out, I can. But
no, it's okay. It's all right. So, I mean, there are people at my regular house, so it's not like okay. Go ahead, go.
All right,
my drunk friends will kill you.
Perfect. So it just
it's
sounds
nighttime for all of us.
It just sounds like you're surrounded by wealth right now. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling that you're surrounded by wealth.
Well, it's a third house. How about that?
Now. The big question
to me... It's not mine. Just to be clear.
When the three of us are together and when Maltz is surrounded by opulence and Armstrong, your girls are at camp, I believe.
They are.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
What is everybody drinking right now? That's my question.
Oh,
okay. 7:37 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. Yeah. I'm drinking Blanton's birthday bourbon from last year.
Ooh.
And
that's not the name of. That's not all the name of it.
No. It's just Blanton's. It's Blanton's.
That's bourbon you got for your birthday.
Correct, but Blanton's is the brand. I'm going fancy. I'm gonna go fancy tonight.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
on the rocks.
Absolutely. All right. Good for you. I switched to wine. I had a gin and tonic, and I'm drinking white wine right now.
Which gin was mixed with the tonic?
Tanqueray.
Oh, nice. I debated today. Did I want to do Tanqueray or did I want to do Hendrix? And I went with Hendrix and soda. And I happen to have lime, so I have lime right in there too. So it was pretty good.
That's good.
That's good.
Hendrix.
I usually, because I love Hendrix and cucumbers so much.
Oh yeah, it's good.
That I save my Hendrix for when I have cucumbers, which is
I hate cucumbers.
Not all that often. Yeah, I know. I think we've done this bit. I think we've done.
So when I order it, I literally say, "Can I get a Hendrix and soda with a lime?" And so it's fine. It's fine.
And they give you.
That's good.
If they know what's good for them, they do.
Well, particularly if it's Paul Kafasis. Yeah.
All right. So listen. Here's the thing.
I'm listening.
A couple weeks ago, before Lita went off to be a counselor and junior counselor, and actually work for the camp, she's working at and for the camp. Liz was like, we're going to Coney Island. And it was like, it's outdoors. There's not a lot of indoors there. And we figured that this would be the best time to go because no one's going to be there. And we were kind of true. It wasn't that bad at all. And I have to tell you guys, I rode the Cyclone, world famous Cyclone, and I'd never done it before in my life, ever. And it was fantastic. I'm not a big wood coaster person, but I love a wood coaster.
I'm
telling you,
I don't go on wood coasters.
Really?
Okay, well,
I know
I'll do any coaster but a wood coaster. I've thrown on my back twice on wood coasters, so I've just given it up.
All right, well,
it's like permanent Lent for wood coasters in my life.
Listen. I need to say this because it's really important. I went with Liz's oldest. They were the only people that were willing to go on the Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never been, and the last time I remember when I was a kid, my brother, we're going to dig into the archive here. My brother was big into the Boy Scouts, and he got to go to the whatever jamboree, blah, blah, blah. And he left Utah and came back here, and he rode the Cyclone as part of their Boy Scout, thing. And he described the Cyclone in all kinds of detail. And I heard that story come back to me as we're going up the hill. And I'm like, this is not a slow ascent. We are moving. They're not fucking around here. We're going on this coaster. This is New York. And I was so hyped. Actually, Liz rode the first time with me and Liz's oldest. And I was hollering. It was great. There's a lot of screaming, yelling. It was fantastic. It's a great coaster. I mean, I don't care what anyone says about, some Ohio coaster or somewhere in, Japan or whatever. I don't care. This coaster, top 3 coasters
I've never been to Coney
Wow.
Island.
Okay.
Never been. But I want to ask you this question, Armstrong, because you are a very tall man.
Don't raise your hands.
Do you get nervous? I get nervous on coasters sometimes.
Do not raise your hands.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're taller than I am? Yeah. I'm like, well, what if my head is like, I don't want to get scalped on a coaster.
No.
I think Shaquille O'Neal has to worry about this. I think you and I don't, but I'm wondering, do you get nervous on
Okay. So I do. I totally 100% do. And helicopters freak me out. I've never been on a helicopter. I don't want to go on a helicopter. I'm not going to get near a helicopter. Those blades are sagging down a little too much for me. No.
I've been on helicopters 4 times, 2 different days, because there and back, but 2 different times. I'm a fan. I like helicopters because it really feels like you're going to die.
Yeah, exactly. Only once.
Did you get flown to Bezos' lair? Is that what happened on that one?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But
from his lair. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I took a helicopter. In fact, the only state I've ever ridden helicopters on is Alaska. When I was a kid, like single-digit years old kid, we were on a family vacation to Alaska, and we took a helicopter to the top of a glacier. And 2 years ago, I took my kids to Alaska on a cruise, and we took a helicopter to the top of a glacier. So it's done it twice now.
Okay, all right. Well, I need to finish the Cyclone story because I'm not done.
Please, I want to know if there's barfing in this story.
There isn't. However, so
massive diarrhea.
So we were on when you go to Coney Island, it's like
isn't that a kind of barfing?
It is. Sometimes
we're listening, John. I promise.
No, I know. I am too.
Yeah,
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm also listening. But so you go to Coney Island, but it's kind of funky because it's like Coney Island stuff is here, and this one park runs the Cyclone, and then some other stuff. But you can't go to this other place. And then there's another place further down that the first place you went to, like Luna Park is what it's called. Luna Park owns some other things. And they have these they're an Italian company, and they have these crazy, like, vomit comet rides that are, designed to make you hurl. And I'm not a fan, but Liz's oldest was like, no one's going to go on these rides with me, will you please? And, she lost her dad. So I was like, I'm doing this. I'm going to step it up. I'm going. I'm going to be, the dad she doesn't have.
Did she check Lost and Found?
Oh, my.
No. Delete.
God.
Anyway,
Cancel.
That was at how many minutes was that in? That was 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay.
I'm just right now.
You're writing that down.
I'm quitting the show right now.
Man, it took. Oh, do we get to how many episodes were we?
We're so close to 300. This is like 298.
I know.
I think.
Yeah.
No, we're close.
Yeah, right. Well, we're not going to make it because of you.
It's my fault.
Okay, so anyway,
Okay,
we're doing the rides, and so I'm on one of the vomit rides, and I'm like, oh god, am I going to be able to do the cyclone? So
are these roller coasters?
No,
or are
they're
they
those
like spinny?
Yep.
Spinny things.
The latter.
Yes,
They're spinny things.
I can't do that. I mean,
And one of them was this like clocky gear machine, like pretending like you're inside the clock works and there's gears and shit's turning around, and it looks really fun. But and you get on there and you're like, holy shit, we're moving, and like there's a reason that I'm strapped in and bolted in.
Fun.
And it was fine. But the vomit ride was you're in an airplane, and the airplane is going left and right, swinging, and then it starts swinging around as it's going in circles. So you're on an airplane going around in circles, as well as you're swinging from side to side. And you end up upside down and staying upside down while moving around in a circle. You know, you're on the outer circumference of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh God. And I generally avoid those rides, but as I said,
I understand, and that's just admirable.
So
I couldn't do it because I will throw up.
I will go on any ride.
I don't think that helps the situation.
Splash zone.
If a kid asks me to go on a ride with him, or if a friend asks me to go on a ride with him, I will do it. With my only exception being wooden coasters. And if I was with you at Coney Island, you're like, you have to go on this, then I would do it.
So I think what we have here is we have a good team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I will definitely do the wooden coasters. I'll do all the wooden coasters. And Lex can do the other stuff. And then as needed, John can step in when neither one of us is available to.
And be the father Lex never had. And
as I've gotten older, I definitely feel it way worse on those rides. Dizzier or headache or whatever else. But like, I don't care. My only fear, and this is so dumb, I do fear like dying on rides because it feels like such a stupid way to die. Like the ride accident. Did you guys see the video that went viral the week we were recording of like some street, like some temporarily set up amusement park where one of the rides starts to tip over and people are like jumping on the side to keep it from tipping over?
Yep.
Like dying on a ride seems like just so dumb. Like I could have just not gone on that ride and then not be dead. So I think I'm going to die on every ride. That's my
I think there's an exception there. I think the exception is one, if you're on a roller coaster. Two, if you're decapitated as it's flying off the track and mowing down other people. So it's spectacular.
Wait. I mean, are you saying that's an okay?
That's an okay way to die.
That's a win.
If you die like that would be a win. That would be a cool way to die, is what I'm saying. It would not be
especially if your head like landed on an enemy.
Yeah, just
Was this podcast always so dark? I don't remember it being. I don't remember it being like a snuff film.
Hold up. I remember we did an episode where we discussed a ride called Blood Coaster.
That's true. I do remember that.
Right. And so I actually had that in my head as I got on the second time onto the Cyclone because we ran around and got right on. What?
Oh, I love that. So there were no lines.
Very little. Like we waited one cycle of cars through. And okay, so here's the other thing about the Cyclone.
One cyclone, of course.
No.
The Cyclone. Stopping now. The Cyclone is run by. It's like a historical landmark, and it's run by these. It's run by the company who's running it, Luna Park or whatever. It does not have the Disney line management. It does have a little booper scanning thing, right? It has a scanning thing to validate your timestamp or whatever because you buy by the time.
Nobody does.
No, they walk around. Kids were sneaking around it. We ran into one of. Liz's middle school kid's friend, and he's like, I've been doing this 10 times. I'm gonna do it 10 more. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. A Cyclone's awesome, but 20 times. Anyway, so when you go up there, there's no like, okay, 1, 2, 3, all the row. Like there's 5 people deep each row. You know how Disney does it, where you like, and the other parks do it, where it's super line managed.
Yep.
There's none of that bullshit here. No. You walk along the edge and you fucking don't fall because it's New York.
It's New York.
You don't
People
fucking
get
fall.
on the subway car.
Right.
People are walking here.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want to walk there? Okay, you're gonna get your leg chopped off when the car comes in. So move it. Okay, apparently, and this is a thing. They used to hire a little person to prank you in line and scare you. Yes, I'm not lying. That's a real thing. Look it up. Awful. It's awful. It's awful. So I had my images of Carnival, the HBO series Carnival from the early 2000s. Anyway, we walk up, so we get in, and I'm like, no one is hype, and there's this kid in front of us, and he's hanging out with these two girls. He's obviously the third wheel, kind of, and it was like he wanted to get them hyped up for the ride, and they weren't. And I'm like, I'm gonna hype this dude up, and I swear to God, I have never yelled louder in my life. I mean, and I was cursing, and I think Liz's oldest.
Had you been drinking?
No.
Okay.
Which is awesome because I found something deep inside. Is what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
The cyclone brought this out.
Right.
Who's the little person?
So, John, the point. Okay, so anyway, I'll be done.
A lot of edit. There's going to be so much editing.
There's going to be 10.
This episode will not come out until November.
No. There's going to be 10 seconds of editing me like, fuck it, and just ship it. Anyway, so I wrote it again and hollered like a motherfucker, and it was just like, fucking New York. I was like, because I kind of, here's the thing, we're vaccinated, and we just felt awesome, and it was great to be out and out in public,
right?
And so that was kind of a symbolic, like, we're back, baby.
I like it. So I have 3 kids, as you may recall from earlier episodes of this show.
I was wondering if we needed to do a head count at the beginning.
Anybody picked up any new kids along the way, or
and
or the other thing,
or
we do have 2 new cats. But so all 2 of them are old enough to be vaccinated, and they are. Because they don't worry about the 5G and the whatnot. But so the youngest, Liam, he is still not old enough.
Good parenting, dude.
Yeah, bro.
So all 3 of them were at sleepaway camp, and they didn't get to go last summer, but they got to go this summer. We went last summer as a family and stayed overnight at the camp, which was fun. But so they're all there now, and the camp has some pretty good, to me, COVID protocols. Right? They had to take a test a couple days before you go to camp.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They test you with a rapid test the day you get there. Everybody has to wear masks until the 3rd day of camp when they do another test and get the results of that test. And after that comes back negative, that's when you can unmask. You don't have to wear masks when you're outside, but you have to wear masks when you're inside. They let parents come to camp if you displayed your vaccine card as a badge, and you weren't allowed in the bunks even though you were vaccinated and masked. That was the hardest part for me, because I know this is not true at many sleepaway camps, but when I grew up and went to that camp, my parents unpacked me, and when my kids have gone there in the past, I unpacked them. And here I couldn't unpack them, and I found that very difficult, but fine. And I didn't know until we were there that I wasn't unpacked, so I couldn't mentally prepare. I just did. They're like, oh no, you can't come in. And I'm like, he's 10 and doesn't know anything about how to close away. But whatever. But so I love that they're at camp. I miss them. So people are always like, oh, you must love that you have no kids. Like, not really. I'm happy for them, but I'm not happy for me. I miss them. But my favorite thing are the pictures of Liam, because the girls can sometimes do normal things now, right? Because they're vaccinated. They can just kind of go do whatever they want. But we're not going to restaurants and sitting inside. I mean, Lauren and I are when Liam's not around. But we're not doing it as a family.
Right.
Because he can't. And here, he can just do normal. So I think it'll actually be tricky for him when he comes home to be like, oh, right, I got to do this shit again. And I feel fine with him being at camp in terms of the COVID piece. Because could a vaccinated counselor go off campus? Because they all have to be vaccinated if they're counselors. Could they go off camp and pick up Delta and maybe? That's the only thing I worry about. But I even told Liam ahead of time before he went to camp. I'm like, look, you're not going to get COVID while you're there. But if you do, or if somebody in your bunk does and your whole bunk has to quarantine or whatever it is, I don't want you to worry. You'll be totally fine, because whatever bullshit I had to tell him is what I told him. Lauren had to get a COVID test a couple weeks prior, and she was like, oh, it felt like tickling my nose. It didn't go up at all. And then she said to me, oh, it was horrible.
It scraped my brain.
Then while we're at camp waiting for them to do the first test, I see Lauren whispering to Anya, and I have no idea what she's doing. And then I asked it later, and I was like, she said that I should get tested first before my siblings, and then no matter what, I had to say that it was totally easy. Now, it turns out the first test was totally easy. They just tickled the nostril. And then the second test, it was full on brain.
Brain surgery, yeah.
Yeah.
But
sure.
yeah. So anyway, that's where my kids are.
Nice.
And I'm only nervous for the Liam. The other two, I feel fine about.
Good.
Yeah. So I drove. So Lita's a counselor. Lita had a day off yesterday. And then today I drove her back, picked up Marlo at camp, took Marlo to CVS, got their second dose, back to camp.
Oh, my God. Holy cow.
And the camp is stoked about that. And I wanted to set a good example for the kids. And I also wanted Marlo to feel good about doing stuff. I mean, it's great. And yeah, so that was my day today, was getting out the door and driving northern New Jersey and doing stuff. But I'm feeling good. Like, it's great. And Marlo's doing great at camp this year, which I was super worried about after all this stuff. You know, like the adjustment from like screens and lockdown to like nature and stuff.
Yeah, I've got
and
that
other
going
people
on.
and other me too, like other people, like, hey. Right. So, hi. How are you?
Right. Yeah. I don't remember how to do this, but
right.
Yeah. So
your travel, John. You flew.
My turn. No, I did. No.
Yeah. No. What?
We drove, baby. We drove all the way across the country, across some of the the unmaskiest parts of the United States. we were getting carry out. We're going back to the room, and that's that.
Did people eye you crazy because you were wearing masks? Or were you like, we're not wearing masks, we're vaxxed, fuck you, we're vaxxed?
We did a little bit of both, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys that, because like I if I'm anywhere with Liam, I'll wear a mask regardless of masking policy. Yeah. If I go into a store and they don't have a mask mandate, now that I'm fully vaccinated, I won't wear a mask. Yeah. If the people who work at the store have to wear a mask or are choosing to wear a mask, I'll put it on. So like today I went to the bagel store and they're masks are not required if you're vaccinated, but behind the counter they'll have masks. So I put on my mask. Like, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, well, so North Dakota, not so much of a mandate.
Right.
And we're all fully vaccinated. So
nice.
Yeah, so that's good, but we didn't and even in like Montana, like I went to pick up food at this restaurant. That was the first place. That was the first like culture shock thing, was like going into a restaurant to pick up carry out, and it's just a restaurant, and it's like no one in there is masked. The bartenders are not masked. The people sitting and it wasn't full, but it was later at night. So I don't know if they had a limited seating arrangement or not.
I would guess no.
I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think so. Actually, I think because the upstairs, I went to the downstairs and the upstairs looked like it was much more full. Yeah. Anyway, so no, it was weird. It was very, very weird. Anyway, so yeah, Hank's doing a summer program at a college. It's a
nice
program. It's a program for kids who are in between their junior and senior years in high school, and it's like a sort of this is what college life is like. So
that's cool.
Fun.
Get ready. Yeah, and this is like, and it's a 3-week program, and this is as we've talked about many times in this podcast, he never went to sleepover camp other than the one time that I went with him. That was
right.
That went down in history. Yeah. So it's been interesting for us. He seems like he's fine. Like, he is, the only few times he's texted us, he's been like asking us questions about things or like, can you add money to my card?
So he gets to keep his phone. He can text whatever.
Oh yeah. He gets. Yeah, he's got his phone.
So
he still is.
Same.
He still has like a screen time. So it's off between midnight and 6 a.m. But
right.
Other than that,
Independent Lake Camp, where the Friedman children go. So feel free to visit them there. They made a policy a couple years ago that you can't have your phone. In fact, if you have any device with a cellular internet connection, they'll confiscate it and they won't give it back. They want to be strict in that policy.
They will throw it in the lake.
It's going on eBay. But so there's computer labs. I went to that camp initially, among other reasons, because you could learn computer programming there. I literally don't know if they still teach that or not. But there's a computer lab, and 2 years ago I had self-coded a little chat website.
It's hard to find people who know Fortran now.
Yeah.
But a couple years ago, when they went to camp, I coded a little private Friedman family chat site where they could all go and chat from just any computer in a web browser. Great. But this time I was like, hell, we got Slack now. We don't even need this. And so set up a Friedman family Slack. And whenever they're in the computer lab, they'll write. And sometimes we'll do the video chat, but they get so self-conscious about other people hearing their side of the conversation. So mostly it's just typing, and it is hilarious to the different ways that my kids Slack. It's just really funny. But I get so excited when I hear from them. It's like a celebrity sighting. It's like, oh my God, a kid is writing. I just love it.
Nice.
Oh, I should say that Hank accidentally butt dialed us last night.
Oh, nice.
And it was but it's unnerving at first, right? Because it's like your kid is
What's
calling
happening?
you from
right.
Like, there's something wrong.
Right.
Obviously, there's something wrong. Why would he be calling us? And it's like Karen was like, Hank.
My God.
And he couldn't hear us. But the thing that was so rewarding was that we could hear him, and he was talking to, I guess, his roommate or somebody somebody else, and they were just having a normal conversation and occasionally laughing. And so then we hung up and, felt better about everything.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it was great.
So literally I was a few minutes late to this or to setting up the Zoom for this very recording session because Liam was slacking. And he was telling a story about how Monday is lazy day and they, in the afternoon you could go to the music room or the gym or another thing. And of course I was like, oh, so you went to the music room? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, he's 10 and he's with other 10 and 9-year-olds. And he's like, one kid in the bunk said that I shouldn't go because he only wanted one other kid from the bunk to go, but I went anyway. And I'm like, good. I'm glad you listen to that guy. Really. He sounds like a poopy pants to me. And we're talking more. And I was like, yeah. And what about poopy pants? What did he do? Like that just became my name for that kid. And then he's like, yeah, no, he's always annoying, but he's also happens to be sitting right next to me. And I'm like, oh, good. If he reads this, you are a poopy pants in all capital letters. He was not reading it from what I could gather, but I was amused myself.
From what you can gather.
Yeah.
Well,
but that kid is a poopy pants.
I'm a little I'm a little upset because I thought that the reason you were late was because you were slacking with Jeff Bezos. So
yeah,
I thought it was like
he's retired. He has stepped down as CEO.
Yeah.
So now it's just a friendship.
I know, but
it's just a friendship now, Lex. You're not seeing him.
You got the whole going to space thing to figure out together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I had a couple people wonder if I worked for Richard Branson because they got confused.
Right. Another Playboy, not Playboy, but no. Billionaire.
Don't understand what that means? All I know
Richard Branson is a Playboy billionaire. Come on.
Oh, Richard Branson is for sure, but he said another, so I got confused because I only know Bezos as a stand-up individual.
Another hustler? Is that what you mean?
No, look.
I don't want to get fired. It's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Do they even know it? Do they even know about this one?
No, this one I didn't disclose because we never do it.
So we can say anything we want to.
I have to say, okay, so
nasty as we want to be.
Right. So I need to jump in. I think it's time for picks because I have a few.
Oh wow! Okay.
I have to share this with somebody. I have to.
I'm ready.
Yes, I have to. Okay, so Prime Day.
Prime Day.
Last year, I bought the Sony blah, 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 whatever, XM4, WH-1000 billion, whatever. Awesome.
I still don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're headphones. They're headphones. Sony headphones.
Okay.
They've saved my relationship. They've saved me. They saved my mind. They're amazing. And they sound incredible, and I can wear them all day, and they're just great headphones. This year, they were on sale again. I said, Liz, you're buying these. That way you can work out wherever you want in the house, and it doesn't matter what's happening. You won't hear it, and it's been a life changer for Liz. This year, okay, so as part of my ongoing evaluation of how much I'm willing to spend on a computer to play games, which, as it turns out, is not a lot, I have been looking at 2 platforms, Xbox Cloud, formerly known as xCloud, and Google Stadia. And I have to say, Google Stadia is incredible. I bought the Resident Evil Village hookup thing, and they give you free Chromecast Ultra or whatever the hell. It has a Ethernet wired port in the power adapter, so you don't have to go Wi-Fi. And I'm playing Cyberpunk, and it's incredible. But also on Prime Day, I bought the Razer version of the thing that holds your phone, and turns it basically into a mini Switch. And I'll have links in the show notes for that.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't fast.
I don't know what that even means. I don't know what you're talking about for that one.
Okay, so it's a game controller
of it. Yeah,
it's like a Razer something.
Razer.
And you say it's available on Amazon.com?
Controller.
Yeah, Razer mobile gaming controller iPhone. There we go.
Oh my god.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. It's gonna be great.
So angry. The Kishi.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Aren't I supposed to? I can't remember. Am I supposed to do the show notes?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, do we need show notes? I mean, do we have to?
I'm looking at this picture.
Not much.
I don't even know what this product is. Oh, I see. So you can connect Switch-esque controllers to your phone.
We're going to provide a direct link to Amazon.com for people who want to report employees who are not
if you're wondering,
the company line.
Do I get 10% off my Amazon purchases? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Do I get Prime for free? No, that's not a Prime.
Oh, dude. Kishi. Razer Kishi.
Kishi.
And
you like this?
It was on sale. And I purchased it, and it was like 60 something, I don't know, whatever. $59. It was cheap. And
normally $79.99.
So it's 84 currently.
Wow.
So anyway, it's you can play. So I'm playing like AAA games on my phone. Like I'm playing Cyberpunk on my phone. I'm playing Crew 2 on my phone. I don't want to play Resident Evil on my phone, but anyway,
I get minutes of battery life
so the iPhone. Oh, I get bad news, iPhone fans. The iPhone one is way more expensive. Than the Android one.
Yep, that's how they get you.
So it's $20 more for the iPhone one.
Yeah.
Well, they figure iPhone owners can afford
it. Typical. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think the one that I got, it's like $100 here. Jesus Christ. It's I can't remember what layout I got because I was like, I'm buying this right now. Go done. I didn't even look at it. It's I think it's the Xbox layout, but it was like $60 and worth it. But I have to say, Google Stadia is incredible. Like I put so many hours on Cyberpunk on that platform, and I've done it on my iPad, my phone, the TV, 4K, fantastic. It's been a game changer. Like, and so here's the other thing, I was following this dude on Twitter, and he was like, "Oh, you should get a PS5 because here they go. On GameStop had some bundle deal, so I bought the bundle because the kids wanted to play Sackboy, which turns out they didn't because they're teenagers now. But anyway, I got a PS5, and I'm like, I'm in the queue. Like I'm here. I can do it. I've been trying the whole time to get a new console. Finally, I pulled the trigger. I don't play it. I play this. I play my $30 Chromecast Ultra with Wi-Fi, Stadia controller or a Bluetooth controller from the iPad. And it's like, I have to say, they got something here, and they're probably going to pull the plug because they're Google and stupid. They'll yank it and kill it because they're dumb.
Yeah, really, exactly. Yeah,
but
eventually it'll and then they'll reintroduce it under a different name.
Right.
2 years later.
Yep.
Yeah. Wave.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Wave.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my pick is cloud gaming, basically.
Oh, okay.
Cloud game it up, everybody.
Wow, okay. Oh, so that makes sense. Like we haven't recorded for a while, so you should pick something that's sort of my pick is democracy.
That's awesome too. Yeah.
I mean, I think we should try it at least.
It sounds good.
Here's the thing. So about 40%.
More states should try it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think 40% of this country wants to have a clown show with wrestling as its main. Yeah. Like they want idiocracy. They want the idiocracy is what they want.
Oh my god, they're just begging for it.
Right. Yeah. And as long as they can own the libs, everything's great. But things about like voting and stuff and representation and representative government, apparently they're not big fans of that. And so I support you, John. I think that's even better than cloud gaming. That's a better pick.
And other than that, my pick is the Kobo e-reader.
Really?
What a dick.
Okay.
What a dick.
Okay. I'm not getting in the middle of this.
I just got one today, and I do like it. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say that's my huge pick because
one day. One day it could let you down.
It's an e-reader. It's not like it's not exactly life changing.
Barely.
Yeah.
It's got tens of books available, so
it's got basically every book that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the point. It's got every book that I want.
That's a big middle finger to Lex's walled garden, isn't it?
Well, and I might.
It's also a walled garden.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Everybody's got a walled garden now. That's the deal.
I just want to say
my other pick is walled gardens.
I just want to say, you can buy a Kobo on Amazon. That's how Amazon rolls.
It's true.
We just want you to be happy.
It's true. I mean,
all right.
Yeah, you could do that.
And I say we. So I mean, if you happen to listen to this show but don't follow me anywhere else,
now we've named all of the major pornography publications.
Yeah. If you listen to this show but don't follow us anywhere else, the company I work for was recently acquired by Amazon. Hence the hilarity of this podcast.
And it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
My pick is Amazon.com. No,
yeah.
No, I'm going to go with a totally off the beaten path pick. Well, that was almost English. Off the beaten path pick for me. I'm going with the band AJR. Every once in a while, and this was, listen, I have been a long time Amazon Music listener and an Apple Music listener. I literally don't know which service it was that recommended it. It could very easily have been Apple, but one of those two played the song Bang by AJR, and I really liked it, and Liam really likes it. My girls don't like it as much, but what do they know? And I was like, I want to learn more about this band. And I like just about every song that AJR does. And listen, I tend to lean towards nerdier music. I know this about myself. Like I like...
Yes, because AJR stands for Al something Rankovic. Is that
that's right. Yeah. They Might Be Giants and Bare Naked Ladies and Fountains of Wayne. Like I like nerdier rock bands, and I get that. AJR, I don't think really... AJR is like mainstream. They're like legit. So I'm going with AJR. The band, they have a new album out called OK Orchestra that I really... The album has an overture that like samples little bits of all the other songs on the album. I think that's great. But anyway, that's my pick. I like OK Orchestra. I like the band AJR.
John, are we staying on after Lex leaves to talk about Black Widow?
Yeah, goddamn right we are. No,
it's my favorite spider.
So... they're kind of like the male Haim, right? There's that the sisters. They're like three sisters, and they're a band called Haim, Haim. I believe that Haim is from the Jewish tradition, right?
I can believe that.
Yeah, they played, just a little sidebar here. They played for a corporate thing that we did, and they're like, "We're Jewish and playing for doctors. Come on, that's like a dream for us." I thought that was really funny. I don't know that the other people that were on the call at the company thought that was funny, but I was.
They were playing for you virtually, like via Zoom?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I was dying.
How much do you think they banked for that?
I would say probably $25,000, maybe 35,000, maybe less. I don't know. I mean, they do have
So just because it was easy.
Yeah. It was a 20-minute set, some talking.
Oh, 20 minutes out. Right.
As acoustic, like they had a little sing along thing with a backing track.
This is something I've never really considered. I mean, apparently, you can book. I mean, like not huge name bands, but like bands that you might have heard of, and that some of your friends might have heard of, to play parties and stuff like that. Like you got to pay them a lot. But you go in with a whole bunch of people, you might actually be able to get a band,
right?
That Yeah, I'm trying to think
Poison, John. Poison.
Birthday. Well, no, not that one. I'm trying to remember the band. So a bunch of friends were having birthdays around the same time of year. This was a bunch of years ago, like 5 years ago.
It probably happens to those same friends every year. I'm just going to put that out there.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I'm not sure that story checks out, but okay. And they got together and they pitched in and they got this band, and I had personally never heard of them, but
the Beatles.
No, I can't. I'm blanking on the guy's name. And they were. It
really felt like the story was going somewhere.
The guy was freaking awesome. I mean, he was absolutely fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic. And then I downloaded a bunch of his songs, like driving, like before I drove away from the party.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So it's working out for him extra. No, you're 100% right. And like, There's also, you have me thinking so many thoughts at once. One is, I like it when there's a song that I don't like by a band I like, and then you see them play it live, and you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I like this song.
Yeah, that's a great moment. That's a great moment. But
what you're talking about in terms of like, you can pay and have a real band to do a thing. Then you also see like the huge stars, and like you get the billionaire class or the heavy millionaire class, I guess, when they're like their kids having a sweet 16 or a bar mitzvah, and they're like, we're gonna have Jay-Z come. And
right.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's interesting to me that there's an amount of money that you can pay Jay-Z where he's like, yeah, okay, it's worth it. I'll do that. Like, because he doesn't need it, but you know they've got to be. It's got to be $500,000 at least, I would think, for him to be like, why would I bother? He has $1 billion.
I would imagine. I would also imagine that there's some social reason for him to do it. Right. Like they're
this
friends.
Is a worthy connection.
Right.
Even if it's not a friend, like this guy is important enough that he's friends with this guy who's got this deal.
Right. I'm trying to work an angle on it to get this other thing to happen. Yeah, exactly. Didn't one of the like Jackass guys have like Iggy Pop play their wedding or something? I'm in my head. I'm imagining an MTV thing where like they're all drunk and Iggy Pop's on stage.
I do not know the answer to that question.
This was many years ago.
Whether or not you'd rather see the Jackass guy or the Iggy Pop?
Yeah. I'd rather Iggy Pop. Like Come on, Iggy Pop all the way.
There's trouble in Jackass Paradise, I believe. I think that there's like one guy put a restraining order on another guy. Like, I don't know if Iggy Pop would do it anymore.
Yeah, well,
this is true. I'm not making this up.
No. There was a Johnny Knoxville story in Apple News I saw, and it was.
I just want people to get along.
Yeah, I mean,
most of my news on Amazon.
Yeah. Do you have to pay?
Do
you guys remember when there was when the iPad, maybe not when the iPad first launched, but when Newsstand first launched in the iPad, when The Daily was not a podcast in the New York Times, it was a publication from Rupert Murdoch?
I love that thing. That was amazing. The Daily was amazing.
That popped into my head this past week, and I was like, holy shit, that was a thing that happened. Like they had a staff and they published a thing every day on an iPad only.
It was massive. Like it was like, this is awesome. It was clear. I'm like, this is what money can do. This is what money can do. And then they pulled the plug, and I'm like, why are you pulling the plug now? You're just getting started. Come on.
Didn't work?
They could have been Apple News. They could have been. See, that was what I saw. I saw Apple News. I saw it. Lex, John, both of you, I saw it.
You're just, some reason you're telling me, but that's okay.
No, I'm telling everybody. I'm just telling everybody. I don't care. Look, let's just be honest. The whiskey's kind of kicking in a little bit. And
I understand. No, yeah.
Now, I told Moltz this already. And I think this is safe to say on mic. I just want to be clear. There is nobody, I think, listening to this podcast or on it who is in a Slack with more channels than I have.
I agree with that 100%.
I don't think there's any I don't think there's any question about that.
17,000 Slack channels today.
Jesus.
It grows every day. There's also a tool.
It's interesting. It's frankly, it's interesting to me that Slack can scale to that. I would think. Yeah, I mean, the professional organization and everything, like, so absolutely sure. I mean, I would think that they would be able to handle, I don't know, for some reason it seems like the kind of thing like, like how an old Mac wouldn't be able to handle more than like 12 characters in a file name.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know.
Or a question mark in the title.
Our Slack is extra interesting, and I don't know the full tech setup, but like it's really a bunch of different Slacks for different teams that are all connected. So like you can see everybody, but like there's 17,000 rooms in the area that I'm in. There's many more in other areas.
I heard that it works. I heard that it works so well because it's hosted on Microsoft Azure.
Azure. Yeah, nice. Good one, Maltz. That's a good one. That's good. Good one. That's good.
He left. Did he leave?
I'm grateful that this Zoom call works, and I don't know if you know the back end for it, but I do.
You know what?
It's iCloud, right?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Also,
nobody believed that.
Defense Department pulled the plug on an Azure situation, by the way. That's my little tech nerd bit for the day. They pulled the plug on Microsoft.
Are we doing the rebound? Is that what
No. I saw a note and I'm like, AWS. And like we use AWS at my job, or we used to anyway. And we do. Actually, we do. We totally do. Yep. Nope. We do. Yep. We're on it.
You don't have to suck up to me.
No, listen, Lex. We spend. Lex. Listen. So we spend a lot of money, and what I'm getting at, Lex, is if there's a family and friends situation, I think it would be great if you just throw a little something, just out there, just for certain people.
I'll do this. As soon as I hear when the next Prime Day is, even before we announce it, I'll give you a private heads up. So that's something. You can clear out your calendar ahead of time before everybody else knows.
Thank you. I really value that, Lex. Thank you so much.
That's how I do.
Okay. Yeah. Chuck Prophet.
That's a terrible business strategy.
Chuck Prophet. That's the name of the guy. So you probably haven't heard of him, but he was the guy.
Oh, that's the musician.
The guy. Yeah, I finally remember one of the song names, and was able to look him up in my library. And
I have a friend.
He's really good, and it was.
Oh, it's probably PH, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, he was in Green on Red. Oh, wow, that's deep '80s right there, man. Green on Red. Holy shit.
But so I have a buddy who I've worked with now at 2 companies who lives in Kentucky, and he is very big on what Moltz was describing, where you can book real bands, and he would have bands come and play his basement, and he's got a super nice basement. He's got plenty of room. It's Kentucky; you can have giant houses there, and but he gets
it's actually a cave.
Sure,
yeah. He's got but he just brings them in because he loves music. So he's like Bowling for Soup, or like real bands.
God, really? Wow.
And just has them come in and play. Like it's been some time, as they say, because of the pandemic.
Sure.
This was a thing that he loves doing, and I'm excited for him to get to start doing it.
Okay, so here's a business idea for us.
I'm ready.
I mean, I think Lex can, maybe this is after he, for his next gig, whatever that might be. Sure. But whenever he's ready is what I mean. What's that site? That's like Cameo. Is that where you get? It's Cameo for music bands that can come play.
There is a site that does this, and they do nothing with it.
Well, then forget everything.
No. I'm saying this is an idea that people like half-assed, but this is what was clever about it. You could go and get the Bare Naked Ladies, or go and get Lisa Loeb to sing some of the song of your choosing from the list that they provide for your friend. So it's
okay. I mean they come to your house though.
Oh, yeah, this is better. Okay,
yeah,
keep going.
No, that's it. That's all of it. I don't know.
That's just a private band.
I'm flattered you thought that I had something else, but yeah.
This has nothing to do with Cameo. This is closer to Airbnb than Cameo at this point.
Oh, okay, all right, sure. Or Uber, whatever.
This is better than my idea. Because my idea, Lex, was podcasting on wooden coasters. I thought that might be a thing.
Is that like you're just printing the name of your podcast on wooden coasters and leaving them around? Is that
that's part of it?
Drinks on top of
you got a bars and you leave them.
Well, so the money is that you do a coaster tour and you podcast, but as you're doing it, it's the actual podcasting part is live, and there's ads, there's sponsors up all along the coaster and stuff, and it's video as well. So it's like a cross-platform, holistic 360.
I think we could be wearing jackets that are sponsored, festooned with sponsors,
like NASCAR style. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I am wearing an STP jacket right now, but
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you know me.
Actually, you know what I'm wearing? I'm wearing one of my own T-shirts.
John, I have to say, I haven't said this publicly to you, so I'm saying it now. You're doing some killer work over there. You're doing some great work. And
visit cottonbureau.com, and it's Giant Squid Productions. So,
I got to tell you, it's impressive. I had no idea you had that level of design skill, and so I'm like, shit, dude.
Most of the stuff I'm stealing from other people, but
it's fine.
Thank you.
It's fine.
Thank you. I do actually have made a few things.
Yeah. I hope
I've heard Molt say this before when he says most of the stuff I'm stealing. I can't believe you're actually stealing somebody's artwork and passing it off as your own. So you're doing something that you're considering fair use.
Yeah.
I want to protect my friend John. That's
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, because we got a lot of legal patent.
There's going to be many lawyers listening to the show because of me. Yeah. So I'm just trying to protect Molt.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And what site did you say you sold those on again? Doesn't matter.
Amazon.com.
Oh, okay. I love that.
I really want to do an Amazon.com/eat-shit, but I don't think I can't quite get to the rest of what that might look like. Joke wise. Sorry.
I'm going to tell you this, and this is 100% factual, and I don't mind sharing this. I would say this publicly, which I guess I'm kind of doing. I was an Amazon Music customer for a very long time.
Yep.
And then eventually, because of the integrations with iOS, I switched to Apple Music. And the biggest thing I missed when I made that change was Amazon's playlist, both their curated ones and their algorithmic ones. And so now I get Amazon Music for free. But I switched everything. Yeah. Hey, I'm listening to music here. But so I switched every device I have to defaulting to Amazon Music because, like, if I say, play an AJR station, whatever, it's just, I really, really like it. So I'm just going to say, listen, there's free trials out there. I'm genuinely not chilling. I'm just talking the tech side because that's what this podcast is about, is technology.
Of course. I mean, come on. Yeah, of course it is.
I really do think that Amazon Music does a great job at, like, the playlisting side of things. So I'm just putting that out there.
To give it a try again. I have to give it a try again.
I am not going to.
For the record, I upgraded us last fall to Eero. I got an Eero Pro, 5 gigahertz backhaul. Nerd. It's awesome. I fucking
when
love
that showed up and you saw on your Ring doorbell that package was getting delivered, how fired up were you?
I don't have Ring doorbell. I have something called the Doorman. So you can take your Ring and shove it.
Look at this guy.
Oh yeah, see, that's it. Yeah, you're employing people. That's nice.
But at least your Echo told you that you had a package on the way with the earphone in. So
no echoes in the house. We don't believe in echoing. Actually, if we're in a room with an echo, we unplug it. I swear to God, that's what happens.
I think Lex stopped recording like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I'm still recording.
Listen, don't break any of those Kindle DXs that are on your kitchen floor.
He's so angry.
That's a good reference. That's deep Kindle. That's a deep Kindle reference.
Kindle DX. I love that one.
Hey, that was a big one. That was the big one.
Sold 4 more shirts this afternoon.
Nice.
Look at this
guy. So, I take it back. I am self-made. Never mind.
Of course you are.
Those fucking shirts take 2 weeks to ship. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
As of this afternoon.
You guys have gotten a lot meaner.
They do actually. They take a long time to ship. It's ridiculous.
COVID has made you guys much meaner with each other. I gotta say.
Honestly, what it is that there's so much love that we know we can do it. That's what it is. And also,
I think so too. I hope so.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, I'm still scared. I'm just scared.
Yeah, I think until John and I start talking about Black Widow again.